I am going to take up a poem, Geography Lesson by jULFIKAR Ghosh. jULFIKAR Ghosh is a novelist, poet and essayist. He is born on March 13, 1935. He has written many poems, fictional and non-fictional. His books of poetry include The Violent West, A Memory of Asia, and Selected Poems. Geography Lesson is a 24-lined poem. It does not have any rhyme scheme. The poem described the three important things. First, how everything looks from the sky, how civilization was established and the reason behind the unorganized settlement, and third is the question by the poet to himself, that why people are divided and have built walls and boundaries. Now we'll start the poem. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had. Seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile, there seemed an inevitability about what on ground had looked haphazard, unplanned and without style, when the jet sprang into the sky. Here, the poet is traveling by a plane. He gives us a view of the land as the jet takes off. He tells that when the jet leaves the ground, one can make out why the city has developed in a certain way. According to the poet, an area of 6 inches accommodates the infrastructure of 1 mile. He also realizes that the city grows as per the necessity and not as to the proper plan. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities where the rivers ran and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography that land and water attracted man was clearly delineated when the jet reached 10,000 feet. In the second stanza, the poet says that when the jet was above 10,000 feet, he could notice that the earth's cities were found located on the bank of the river and a little above the river valley. Also, the easy availability of water is observable. The availability of water helped from drinking to irrigation. This was the prime reason why civilization flocked around rivers. When the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. But it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to hate each other, to build walls across cities and to kill. From that height, it was not clear why. In the last stanza, when the jet was above 6 miles, he could find some lessons of geography along with inherent human selfishness. When the jet was 6 miles above, it was difficult to learn why people hate each other, why they build walls across cities, and why they kill other people. Here only the poet is trying to bring out the fact that human beings have achieved a lot of knowledge about the earth and beyond. We have learnt much about the earth, its shape, the emergence of cities and nations. But we have failed to learn how to love others and live peacefully on this wonderful planet. The message of this poem is peace. The poet is unhappy with the division of people and their hate for each other. He could not understand why they divide the land of earth, though it is one. The poem gives the message of living with each other peacefully. We should have fraternity and brotherhood among ourselves.